This is Tuti Gogia. In case you are listening this voice for the very first time, you can go check out my social media handles. And this is season 3 of Stuti Speaks, and I have a very special guest with me, whose name is Sarthak. Many people know Sarthak via Twitter, and for that matter, I think I've seen your tweets on viral on Facebook, Instagram as well, because people use the tweets and then create the memes out of it. So it's not that only Twitter, I've seen them on Facebook as well and Instagram too. So you are known as Elon Musk. So first time I read your name, I was like quite interesting because obviously that time it started with Elon Musk and many other things. So the name was quite interesting. So on that note, Sarthak, I wanted to know your journey, especially on Twitter, and how things are with you, how you come with such witty tweets. And I mean, I totally love the humor that comes in the tweets and also the satire as well. So over to you, Sarthak. We can start from your journey, take it from there, and I'll ask if I have any questions.
Okay, first of all, hi Stuti, thank you for having me on your podcast. And as for Twitter is concerned, I think first I used to be a consumer of the content before I became an actual content creator on Twitter. I used to scroll through my Insta feed and check those screenshots of Twitter, and eventually I realized that if all source of memes is Twitter, and that is where all the content lies, then why would I be on Insta? Be the first to consume content on Twitter? And also, when I switched to Twitter, I realized that there were very generic one-liners also that were just banging like anything. They were going all over the place, and people really liked them. And I thought that I had a good reputation for a sense of humor in my friends group also. So I thought of trying it out on Twitter and with one-liners and wordplays and everything. And one thing that I tried more meticulously was be more specific with the replies. Like people
Hmm.
go ahead, tweet stuff, and then forget about it. But then replying under those tweets with more funnier quotes or more better one-liners is something that not all people do. So that is something that I tried in the beginning, and that is somehow it started developing and growing. And Twitter became a sideline thing while I was finishing my college, and after that, when I got into a corporate job, I'm a software engineer by profession. I don't know if I've told you that by now. But after that, when I got into a job, there were other things. See, when you're creating content, you need some kind of free time, and that is more when you are in a university or when you are academically aligned. Or when you are working for a firm, when you are working in corporate, they hardly leave you time to be creative because you eventually end up doing, what I have now ended up doing, is just following trends and what is happening and what people are generally posting instead of exploring my creative side, which I would rather do, which I rather did before. But now that there is shortage of time, I am less inclined to doing that now. So that is somewhat in a gist about the Twitter journey that has been so far. Anything that you would like to know?
Yeah, so first of all, I want to know, like, currently, I know that you told ki software engineer up, and add on to that, this podcast is English, so you can do a mixture. So I forgot to tell you this, so I thought to plug in now. So
That's the relief.
सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियर में बेसिकली मतलब क्या अभी आपका लाइक देर आर कोडर टेस्टिंग लाइक विच कैटेगरी यू बिलोंग टू मैनेजमेंट नॉन फंक्शनल फंक्शनल व्हाट आर यू डूइंग राइट नाउ एंड माई पॉइंट आई वॉन्ट टू आस्क यू वट वॉज द फर्स्ट पॉइंट जो फर्स्ट ट्वीट जो वायरल हुआ होगा राइट विच मेड योर कॉन्फिडेंट स्ट्रॉन्ग लाइक कॉन्फिडेंस स्ट्रॉन्ग दैट I can do this. Like I can nail it. What was that moment? I want to know that one by one.
So for the first part, I think my job profile is very technical. It's not
Hmm.
managerial or anything else. मतलब software engineer as in core software engineering, and in that too, there is backend, front end, and QA in a very
Okay.
layman terms. There is backend, front end, and QA for any web development firm. But for mine, I have a mixed role between backend development, a bit of front end development, and also some of DevOps. थोड़ा सा mix सही है because I think horizontally scale करना starting में is very good rather than vertically scale करना किसी एक चीज में to explore those horizons and then realize that you are fit for something specific. So इसीलिए that is the kind of role I'm in. And for the second part of the question, I think what specific है शायद incidents, I guess, because एक tweet था something about कि क्या कहते हैं, if I ever tell you that I have a lot of baggage, then just say things will be fine and don't tell me कि sir आपके 7,000 rupees हो गए extra 2 kgs के जैसे
Yeah.
airport पे होता है. So that was the gist of
Yeah.
it. So one of my friends they commented that uh, that is just too good for just 60 followers, and at that time I had around 60 followers. And
Okay.
उसके नीचे there was an entire thread and that tweet did not go viral as such. मतलब उस पे उस टाइम पे 30 40 50 likes ही आए होंगे as such, उससे ज्यादा नहीं आए होंगे.
Hmm.
बट उसके नीचे एक पूरा थ्रेड आया था कि a lot of my friends started commenting कि no bro 60 तो is too less कि he deserves 1,000 और ये वो. तो उस पॉइंट पे मुझे थोड़ा लगा था and that was my pin tweet for a very long time, like up till almost last week or so. It was my pin tweet because that reminded me कि हाँ यार वहाँ पे the closest of my circle who could easily roast me for having a bad joke in the air or something had appreciated me for a certain joke. So that is where I realized कि हाँ I could do better. तो
Better.
इसीलिए I
So that
started
was
being more
your.
active.
So वो वाला तो वो हो गया फिर like the tweet which changed your journey. Then what was the
Sort of.
one first? I mean, I started writing on Quora, right? So obviously जब तुम शुरू शुरू में किसी भी तरह का content create करते हो, you do it for your sake. You never उस time तो I did it in 2016. उस time कुछ viral और ये सब इतना popular भी नहीं था. But I still remember one question that went viral, and the next day my DMs were like flooded with people with their opinions and love, hate, and everything. So I want to know that one tweet. I'm very sure that you explicitly remember it. Like जहाँ से एकदम से एक audience आया होगा. Like wow, this guy, like something like that.
That I think was a very small one-liner जैसा tweet थोड़ा सा I think wordplay था कि only buying books and not reading them will increase your self esteem.
Okay, wow, that's awesome, and that brought you followers.
Yeah, that did bought me some followers, but I think वो सब validation और उसके used to होना came on very later. तब तक तो
Hmm.
जैसा आप कह रहे हो that you create content only for yourself, you do that only for yourself, कि you
Hmm.
like doing it. So that is what I did for a very long time.
Hmm.
Now
Hmm.
that has been mixed up with external validation and all.
हम्म. But then how फिर लेकिन इसके बाद एक स्टेज भी आता. What I'm trying to talking to you is know the telling people, like I'm very sure जो भी हमको सुनेगा, they will know about that there is a journey of content creation, right?
Right.
There is a journey when you are in phase when you want to do it for yourself.
Hmm.
Then there come a phase when your content piece one or two might go viral, and then suddenly your confidence boost up. Then again came a stage when obviously you again go back to being normal, yeah, because बीच में फिर से maybe कुछ नहीं होगा. That's again a period, right? And then up and down and up and down. But how was your journey of like recognition, what that came for you, like obviously seeing your tweets on Facebook, Instagram, and people reusing them, how does that change your mentality, mindset, and what was your learning from that?
First learning was I think यही थी कि when you see your own tweets on Instagram and Facebook, you realize that people you used to think were very big shots that उनके tweets feature हो रहे हैं Instagram Facebook पे वैसा नहीं है. मतलब they can be as simple a person as you are अगर आपके tweets feature हो रहे हैं तो पहली चीज तो यही थी. And then when people send you your tweets कि they are proud of the fact that your tweet has been featured, that your
Hmm.
mutual friends are proud. So that is a nice feeling I feel. वो एक अच्छी feeling आती है. That is the feeling of gratification वहाँ पे कि when people who know you already get to discover this entirely different side of you.
Hmm. And that too with people like like on some social media apps or
Right.
some random WhatsApps as well. Sometimes on WhatsApp as well. Like they will find. Okay, so that is your journey. So what are you like? How is the journey going now? What are your current like? How do you? What is your process? Like you wake up, you tweet. Like how does that come in? How I want to know the process. Yeah.
I don't think there is a process that I have a particular time for tweeting. A lot of people have recommended though that you rather have some particular time for tweeting so that you know when your reach is maximum or when what time supports your reach as such. But I don't think I have had that yet. I feel like tweeting something I do or something that I think that I've tweeted just a few minutes back. I think I postpone the next tweet for the next day or something. There is no specific timing for tweeting or no specific hours that I need to be on Twitter for. There is no compulsion उस सब में. But हाँ मतलब I use Twitter on a very daily basis, and sometimes I get ideas out of content I watch or situations that I encounter IRL. तो उससे I kind of try and make content.
What you are saying is it comes very naturally, like it's
Yeah.
not like you have a set algorithm कि मैं इतने बजे करूँगा ऐसे करूँगा.
हाँ.
It's like a natural process for you. You flow, go with the flow.
And my favorite part about using Twitter on a daily basis is not me tweeting anything and getting a response to that, but rather me replying to something, and that reply being more intelligent and more
Hmm.
funny in itself than the
Hmm.
actual tweet.
Hmm.
So that is
So,
what really gives me more dopamine.
do you remember any of those incidences where your replies got matlab, your reply got more viral than your tweet, or someone from like someone who is like a bit hot shot or person who is known featured that or kind of I mean put a spotlight on that? Something like
There have been a couple incidences, more than a couple of incidences, as far as I'm concerned. I think अच्छे थे all of those replies, but this one reply that is coming to my mind right now, I don't know why, is that this friend of mine, Sanya Dhawan, she's on Twitter too. She tweeted something about how girls will always find funny guys better than any other kind of guys. So you can something about funny guys, and then I tweeted, and then being a funny guy, you can go from you are so funny to everything is a joke to you. So
hmm.
because a lot of funny guys go through that in
Hmm.
relationships and situationships or talking stages, whatever, they
Hmm.
go through you are too funny and then directly to everything is a joke to you. So
Yeah.
that really caught a lot of
Got it.
attention, and I think a lot of people liked it.
Hmm.
Tanya herself. So
Hmm.
that was nice.
Relatable max. That got relatable to many people, so that's
Yeah,
why.
it did it.
Hmm. 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 Hmm.
Right.
So you are not on Instagram or Facebook. You don't use those platforms.
I barely use Facebook because parents have now
Okay.
contaminated Facebook. But yeah, I do use Instagram. I use Instagram to sort of repurpose my content on Twitter, as well as some reels which are
Hmm.
not part of Twitter content, and a personal account just to interact with friends and send them reels
Hmm.
which
Hmm.
they
Hmm.
won't ever open.
I would want your Instagram ID then, but maybe that is later because I would be using that in my
So
yeah to I mean
it
for
is my
marketing
Twitter
purposes.
bio though. You could
Uh,
easily get that.
Same Elon Musk.
Yeah, yeah. It's in my
Oh,
Twitter
great.
bio.
Great. And like it's actually funny. There are very few people actually I follow on Twitter because I'm not much a Twitter user. But
Mhm.
among those, I actually wanted to talk to you because I've been following you from a long time, like a year now, and I see a constant evolution of sense of humor, satire, and then obviously what you said, like replying also is actually a technique or tact. Not everybody has that. Because sometimes even I want to try something, but मैं कर नहीं पाती. That's what I feel. कि naturally it comes. I feel that you are very good at it naturally.
Hmm.
So anything you want to share, like as a part of your matlab journey throughout, like in these 2 3 years of using Twitter, like maybe something which has helped you, like academically or in your corporate job. I mean, anything which you feel is relatable or someone who has recognized you. "Oh, yeah, you are that guy." Something like that has ever happened with you.
Not specifically, but this one time, this girl on Hinge actually texted me as a replied me that I know you from Twitter, and that was
Oh.
slightly embarrassing. But not something that has helped me academically, primarily because I think it does not have my actual name. My account does not have my
Hmm.
actual name, and the reason that I did not have my actual name because I wanted to set a precedent then and there itself in the name of the account that there is going to be funny stuff here. The name Elon
Hmm.
Musk itself has wordplay and itself has some sort of fun to it.
Hmm.
That is
Hmm.
why I thought that it would be nice for an account like that. Uh,
Hmm.
I don't think that would help me professionally in any way because it does not trace back to me much
Hmm.
more likely to trace back to me. So इसीलिए I don't think it has helped me वैसे तो. But
Hmm.
all in all, I would want to say that my personal favorite form of content, producing content, would be wordplay. Because
Word
I
planning.
think wordplay is थोड़ा एक इंटेलिजेंट फॉर्म ऑफ कंटेंट होता है, थोड़ा सुपीरियर फॉर्म ऑफ कंटेंट होता है कि आपको ऐसा हर कोई बना भी नहीं सकता. मतलब नॉट एवरीबडी कैन कम अप विद wordplay. It's not easy to come up with in the first place. And when you come up with, people who get it feel intelligent themselves कि हाँ मुझे ये समझ आ गया. They got the gist
Hmm.
of it. So
Got it. Got it.
yeah.
So, इससे मुझे one question on that. How did the idea of name came up? Second, you said कि nobody could trace back, so nobody in your office knows that this is this guy. Like nobody knows that this person on Twitter is you.
A couple of my colleagues actually know, but those colleagues are actually the people who I'm close to and who are
Correct.
friends with me. So
Mm-hmm.
they know, but ऐसे उसके बाहर के उस सर्कल में नहीं पता है. Not my bosses and leads and everybody. I hope they don't find out about the account because that gives me the freedom to rant about shit that happens in the office
Correct.
and things that become content from the office. तो इसीलिए
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather not have them find out about this account. So इसीलिए अभी उनको तो पता नहीं है. Best
Got
है.
it. Got it.
Yeah.
So, the first question: how did the idea of name, the wordplay of name, came up? I
या
mean,
या दैट
hmm,
आई थिंक मैंने ना उस टाइम पे आई सॉ लॉट ऑफ अकाउंट्स. पहले तो एक फूड के नाम पे मतलब उल्टे सीधे अकाउंट्स बहुत थे कि गुलाब जामुन, दाल मखनी, कढ़ाई पनीर एंड ऑल. वो तो बहुत ज्यादा थे. एंड उसके अलावा एक अकाउंट्स थे जो पर्सनालिटीज के नाम पे थे, बट दे वर ट्विस्टेड विद नेम प्ले. फॉर एग्जांपल दिस वन वेरी फनी अकाउंट, हरियाणा ग्रांडे को उन्होंने हरियाणा ग्रांडे लिख रखा था. तो
okay.
देयर वर अदर अकाउंट्स लाइक दिस आल्सो. तो उसमें मुझे लगा कि मतलब उस टाइम पे इलॉन मस्क डिड नॉट हैव मच टू डू विद ट्विटर व्हेन आई जॉइंड ट्विटर.
Mm-hmm.
लाइक he was
Yeah,
not
right.
the person. He, although he was primarily using Twitter for Tesla marketing and other funny tweets that he used to do, but he was not the central figure. तो फिर उस टाइम पे फिर भी मेरे को लगा था कि नहीं यार दिस इसके नाम पे रख सकते हैं. मस्त से मस्त इज अ वेरी मतलब इंट्यूटिव वर्ड है, तो इसीलिए उसको रखा था. आई हैड दिस वन अदर अकाउंट जेफ बेजोस के नाम से, थोड़ा सा जेफ बेरोजगार टाइप करके. बट
Hmm.
देन आई अबैंडन दैट अकाउंट बिकॉज एक ही चलाना बहुत है अपने आप में.
And how was your take when Elon actually took up the Twitter? Your name must have ekdam se blown. I mean, not that way, but in the
हाँ राइट.
meme category only.
हाँ.
But yeah, I mean, how was your take? Oh, you didn't started it because you never know, kid. Twitter will be taken over by
Hmm.
him, right? So how was that? How was that reaction?
During that time, a lot of people actually tweeted about how they were frustrated at Elon and how he was making things very difficult for him and for all of them, and how content creation was suffering and everything. Until the payout thing did not come up, everybody was frustrated about the changes with X and Twitter, and they were tweeting. And everybody who tweeted something about Elon, ye kyun kar diya and all that, somebody used to tag me in those tweets and their replies कि जवाब दो एंड ऑल ये वो. तो उसके बाद आई यूज्ड टू रिप्लाई कि प्लीज you're tagging the funny one, I'm the wrong guy. मतलब
Uh,
फनीयर देन इलॉन मस्क, तो थोड़ा
I
सा.
think you did a tweet on that as well. You did a
आई डिड.
you did tweet about it as well, like the main tweet, like people are tagging me, you wrote that in tweet, right?
राइट
If
राइट
I
आई
remember.
मीन हैव. या.
Mm-hmm. Okay, okay, that's a great journey. So now let's talk about what are your plans, like what are your upcoming plans with Twitter or any other like content creation, planning to write something or do articles or something like that. Any plans in mind, or you will go with the flow?
More of a go with the flow person. Actually, my content has never been very strategized, and I think everybody who's creating content for recreation, as in creating memes or anything that is funny out of something that is not their primary source of income, they don't have it very strategized. A lot of people have shifted to a regime where they create very strategized content, even when they're creating funny content, just to make a living out of it. Now that we have payout and other paid tweets and campaigns and all of that, but
Yeah.
up till now I have never felt the need compulsively to actually work on my content like that कि मतलब मैं कुछ ऐसा करूं जिससे वो फनियर हो जाए या फिर ज्यादा रीच आए या फिर कुछ ऐसा. मतलब when I feel कि रीच नहीं आ रही है कुछ, I just start tweeting frequently थोड़ा सा, and किसी ना किसी पे कभी ना कभी आ ही जाती है. That is not a matter of concern. वही तो है कि if you get the hit of that dopamine first कि आपको रीच मिलने लग गई है, after a certain point you are like I want more of it, and that is the entire game of social media. मतलब वो likes और उस नंबर पे चलता है सब कुछ.
True
तो
that, true that.
बट आई डोंट थिंक ऐसे रिक्रिएशनल कंटेंट कोई भी क्रिएट करता है तो बहुत ज्यादा स्ट्रेटेजाइज उस पर करता है. मैंने तो नहीं किया पर्सनली. हाँ.
तो इससे मुझे क्वेश्चन समझ आया दिमाग में, मे बी यू कैन आंसर इट. डू यू थिंक जब वो डोपामाइन हमें बहुत कॉन्टिन्यूसली मिलने लग जाता है, वी फील a need of it, like how can a person detach themselves from that need?
How can a person detach themselves
How
from?
will, if at some point of time, maybe you feel that I want to detach. See, this is a kind of fame only, like
Yeah.
a lesser version of a big kind of fame, right?
Hmm.
Like पहले सिर्फ celebrities को fame मिलता था, अब content creators are coming in famous category with power and followings, right? So this is a kind of fame and dopamine hit only. Like there could be a point of time when anyone can feel कि मुझे इससे अपने आप को detach करना. How can you think? What would be your thoughts on that? At any moment of time, if you feel like I don't want this kind of dopamine hit in my life.
I think what you can think about in such a situation is that कि you have nothing to lose. अगर आप 5 दिन 6 दिन ट्वीट भी नहीं करोगे, रीच नहीं आ रही है तो नहीं आ रही है, you can't do anything about it. एल्गोरिदम ऐसी है. ऐसा तो नहीं है कि अगर अगर आपको पता है कि कॉन्स्टेंटली अनफनी ट्वीट्स हैं तो फिर दैट इज समथिंग टू असेस कि अनफनी है एक्चुअली. एक तो यू शुड नेवर फोर्स कंटेंट इस तरह से ना कि
Hmm.
मतलब करना ही है, करने के लिए करना है. अगर आपको खुद को कोई नहीं फनी लग रहा है, यू कैन जस्ट ड्रॉप इट एंड यू शुड एक्चुअली जस्ट ड्रॉप इट. तो
Hmm.
एक तो ये है कि मतलब डोंट फोर्स कंटेंट एंड डोंट थिंक दैट समथिंग इज राइटिंग ऑन इट. कोई हाई स्टेक्स नहीं है. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि यू लूज अ लॉट कि अनलेस वही एक चीज है दैट यू आर डिपेंडेंट अपॉन. पहली चीज तो वही है. एंड सेकंड थिंग कि अगर आप फनी हो, आपके अंदर एक्चुअली कोई टैलेंट है जिसको लोग देख के आ रहे हैं, दैट हैजंट गॉन विद द रीच. अगर रीच चली गई है या फिर लोग उस पर इंटरेक्ट नहीं कर रहे हैं, इसका मतलब ये नहीं है ना कि आप अनफनी हो गए हो. ऑल दो
Hmm.
रिकॉर्ड्स ऑफ यू हैविंग गुड ट्वीट्स, या फिर ट्वीट्स भी थोड़ा एक बार तो सुपरफिशियल हो गया. All those records of you having interactions with people, them telling you that
Hmm.
you're funny will still stay. मतलब your sense of humor will
Hmm.
stay. That will not go
Hmm.
away. So
That was
वही
quite
है.
deep. That was quite deep. I got your point.
Right.
Okay, so what are your hobbies apart from tweeting? Like hobbies, tweeting is not a hobby, that's a content creation. But yeah, what do you like to do? Like how is your life other than tweeting or tweets?
Other than tweeting lately तो corporate लाइफ की वजह से थोड़ी हेक्टिक ही है, क्योंकि सॉफ्टवेयर
Hmm.
इंजीनियरिंग में आपको काफी टाइम कंज्यूम करना ही पड़ता है अपना एक सब में.
Hmm.
बट उसके
Hmm.
अलावा तो whenever I find time I just try to meet my friend, because पता नहीं एक फ्रेंड ने एक बार पता नहीं क्या तो सोच के एक स्टडी भेजी थी कि when you're
Hmm.
there will be very less number of times after you pass out of college that you and your
Hmm.
friends are in the same city. So whenever that
Hmm.
happens, anybody is in the same city, I just try and meet them. That is
Hmm.
something that I am willing to sacrifice anything else for. एक तो वो चीज है.
That.
उसके अलावा तो व्हेन आई गेट टाइम आई ट्राई टू प्ले गिटार, जो कि बहुत अब थोड़ा धूल खाने लग गया है. उसमें कम ही
Hmm.
टाइम मिलता है, बट जब भी टाइम मिलता है दैट, एंड समटाइम्स बहुत ही कम टाइम्स आई ऑल्सो रीड थोड़ा बहुत whenever I get time
Hmm.
to. तो वही दो तीन चीजें देखिए
Hmm.
हॉबीज हैं, उनमें टाइम चला जाता है.
Hmm.
हाँ.
So what are your inspirations, like motivation, inspiration? Where do you find the not exactly though inspiration is very like बहुत ज़्यादा vast term है, कोई 1.1% define नहीं कर सकता. But yeah, what exactly something which keeps you going and be consistent or be like constantly growing? What keeps you moving?
कीप्स मी मूविंग एज इन कंटेंट क्रिएशन या लाइफ इन जनरल?
दोनों बता सकते हो. Let's take it one by one. Content creation first.
कंटेंट क्रिएशन में आई थिंक कुछ कुछ फेलो क्रिएटर्स हैं जिनकी वजह से मुझे देख के लगता है कि यार ये तो बहुत अच्छा कर रहे हैं, एज इन लाइक रेगुलर बेसिस पे काफी अच्छा कर रहे हैं, मतलब कंसिस्टेंटली फनी है. तो उनको भी देख के लगता है. प्लस आई थिंक अपने आसपास भी दो लोगों को देख के कुछ ना कुछ कंटेंट मिलता ही रहता है. तो आई फील कि इफ यू पुट इट आउट देयर, अनलेस यू पुट इट आउट देयर, यू नेवर नो इफ इट इज फनी और नॉट. तो फिर तो कोई
Hmm.
रुकने का पॉइंट नहीं है ये बोल के कि मुझे पता नहीं इफ दिस विल वर्क और नॉट. अ लॉट ऑफ माय फ्रेंड्स टेक्स्ट मी. देयर इज दिस वेरी फनी फ्रेंड ऑफ माइंड, मेहा, मतलब बिच मस्तानी करके उसका वो है हैंडल, अगर आप कभी फॉलो करो तो शी समटाइम्स सेंड्स मी एंड वी टॉक अ लॉट अबाउट दिस. तो शी इज लाइक कि यार क्या करना है इतना करके एंड ऑल, बट मतलब शी इज वेरी फनी, शी इज कंसिस्टेंटली फनी. तो आई जस्ट फील कि देयर आर पीपल लाइक दिस हु कीप ऑन गोइंग. एंड काफी लोगों की लाइफ में काफी कुछ चल रहा होता है एंड देन उनका फिर मैं ट्वीट देखता हूँ या कुछ कंटेंट देखता हूँ जो फनी है, जिनको मैं जानता हूँ पर्सनल लेवल पे. देन आई एम लाइक कि यार ये सब तो चलता ही रहता है, तो दिस इज ऑल पार्ट ऑफ डेली लाइफ. और इन जनरल आई थिंक लाइफ में बाकी तो अपने पेरेंट्स से बहुत इंस्पायर्ड. आई जस्ट फील दैट दे कीप ऑन गोइंग इंस्टेड ऑफ, in spite of all the hardships that they've been through, and they put us through every good thing in life while them
Hmm.
going through all the hardships. So that
Hmm.
is one of
Hmm.
the most inspiring things ever.
Great, great. That's great. But you never thought that going to a show and doing a 1 minute, 2 minute act, maybe doing a
Kind of.
small set. Comedy, huh?
Stand up.
Sorry. Stand up, kind of stand up, yeah.
Yeah,
Kind of
actually, in
stand up for
college, in 2 or 3 of
even.
my semesters, I've actually done stand up in my
Mm-hmm.
university. When I was in college, I have actually done stand up in a couple of uh, programs, in a couple of events. But it
Mm-hmm.
didn't happen. Matlab, after I got a job, it didn't happen.
Hmm. I
Mm.
think you should try that at some point in your life. I mean, maybe exploring more funnier bones inside you that will help you
Yeah.
evolve and grow. It could be. So yeah, we are towards the mostly ending the podcast, and it's great. We have already talked like 26, 27 minutes till now. So let's do towards the Ekto, what you want to tell to people who are like upcoming creators or upcoming specifically tweeters, because threads bhi aa gaya ab to there are people who are on threads too,
Mm.
though I see people doing the same thing on threads and Twitter, वो same ही content जा रहा होता है. There's
Mm.
nothing major different, but yeah, people who are like upcoming into this, any funny or comedy content, and
Mm.
yeah, yeah, we can talk about that.
First
What
of
are
all,
your
I तो personally feel
messages
that
to them?
I'm a nobody in telling anybody what to do. ऐसे content creation में मैंने कुछ बहुत ज़्यादा achieve नहीं किया है, ऐसा कि मैं किसी को advice दूं कि ये काम करेगा. But first thing
Hmm.
first यही है कि आप figure out करो कि what works for you. What works for you
Hmm.
not in terms of what will get you reach or what will get you up there, but what makes you happy. मतलब what part of content creation actually makes you happy. क्या आपको एक
Hmm.
पर्टिकुलर तरीके का कंटेंट बना के खुशी मिलती है, या क्या आपको रीच से खुशी मिलती है, या आपको किस चीज से ज्यादा बेटर फील होता है. Because in the end of the day, it is more about you than the people actually consuming content. It will become about you. So I think
Hmm.
आपको उसी फोकस से चलना चाहिए, and it should be about what works for you. वो सबसे पहले फिगर आउट कर लेना चाहिए. सेकंड थिंग ये है कि आपकी नीश क्या है. एज इन मैंने ये भी देखा है कि अगर आप एक ही अकाउंट पे 4 तरीके का कंटेंट डालते हो, कि आप ट्रैवल भी कर रहे हो, आप ये भी कर रहे हो, आप वो भी कर रहे हो, आप भक्ति भी कर रहे हो, आप रिलेशनशिप पे भी एडवाइस दे रहे हो, then people get confused and people don't want that. People follow specific accounts for very specific kind of content. तो वो चीज आप फिगर आउट कर सकते हो, आई थिंक पहले तो what works for you and what your niche is, what your audience knows you for. Yeah.
That's a great advice. That's a great advice. So yeah, we have mostly reached towards the end. Any last notes for, not like inspiration, motivation purpose, just any last note from listener, like from your end, like anything which you want to take, give them as a takeaway or food for thought maybe, so that yeah they can come back and check or have something deeper to think about.
Something deeper to think about is my latest pin tweet, I guess, which says ki lack of calm and too much calm can both take away your calm. And the first two calms are the Hindi wala calm, and the last wala calm is the English wala calm. Which means that having no work at all and having too much work, both can not be chaotic. Both can take you away from order. So I think, but being in chaos is nice because order and chaos coexist हर जगह पे in life. It is part of life. Order and chaos तो दोनों ही चलेंगे. वो एक शाओलिन का, I don't remember, वो जो लोगो नहीं होता है black and white का, where there is a white dot and a black dot.
That's yin and yang
yin and yang,
thing.
right, right.
Hmm.
सॉरी
Hmm.
मैं नाम भूल गया था. तो इसी
Hmm.
से रिलेटेड है आई थिंक वो ट्वीट थोड़ा सा. आई थिंक कि
Hmm.
काम एंड केओस हर जगह पे है. आपको अपना काम ढूंढना है इवेंचुअली, और अपना काम भी ढूंढना है, टू बी प्रिसाइज.
Calm, your calm should lead to your calm. Like your
एग्जैक्टली.
calm will lead to your calm. Whatever. I think we both got it.
या.
I'm sure लोगों को समझ में आ गया होगा. But yeah, Sarthak, it was really nice to talk to you. I mean, I know we were planning this podcast from I think quite long, but
या.
हो नहीं पा रहा था. So thank you for giving me your time. And I'm like really very grateful. So to talk to you, to know more about you, I wish you all the best. Like whatever you do in content creation, tweeting, or in your upcoming journey of life, I'll be very, I mean, happy to see your progress, and I'll be really happy to maybe see you at some place where I know that I talk to this guy and I know this guy is really funny. So
It
thank you
had
so much,
been.
Sarthak.
It has been very
Yeah.
nice for me also, Stuti. Thank you so much. You have been very warm and very kind to me. Very comfortable with the questions. Very confident in your own podcast ka flow that was decided. But thank you so much. That was really nice for me as well.
Thank you so much. So, thanks, listeners. Thank you for listening to us. And on that note, stay happy, stay blessed, and most importantly, stay grateful. I'll see you another one. Bye.